Hey guys, Shauna here. We're working today with the second chakra, the sacral chakra, savasana, and it lies very literally at the pelvis. So your second chakra is the area around the sacrum, the area of the pelvis, and the area of the hips. And it's often said in the yoga community, in this sort of psycho-spiritual community, that we carry our emotions in the hips. And that's a big teaching. If you're working with the chakras in any way, that the second chakra has a lot to do with emotions, with your emotional self, with identifying your emotions and developing emotional intelligence. And so in the yoga community, in this sort of psycho-spiritual community, you may have taken a class where the teacher has referenced that link, that connection of the hips and emotions, or at some point you may have read an article that references the same. And for some of you, that sort of languaging, that sort of energetic languaging will resonate and it might land and make sense. But there's this whole other population that's going to hear that emotions lie in the hips and it's going to be like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, it's not going to make any sense. So I've been teaching this class and I wanted to find a link, a link beyond just saying that the emotions lie in the hips. And where my Googling took me was to the psoas. Your psoas, this awesome muscle, there's two. They start just sort of around your mid-back and they cross your body. They go really deep. They go underneath all your organs, really deep, and then they land, boom, on your thigh bones. Your psoas plays a major role in your posture. So where I'm going with this is, if you have tight psoas, if you have tight hips, these tight muscles will pull your pelvis one way or the other. And with your pelvis being pulled one way or the other, it will then affect your posture. And poor posture can have a negative impact on your breath. And what we know now is how big of an effect your breath can play with your mind. And when we're in an anxious state of mind, that can affect our emotional self. So that's where the link is coming from, this idea that tight hips will pull your pelvis one way, which can affect your posture, which can affect your breath, which can affect your mind, which can affect your emotional self. So there's the physiological link of the connection of emotions to the hips. So the class today is all about the hips, a little more specifically working into opening the psoas. Enjoy. Take your time, work with your breath, and have some fun. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye. Find a comfortable seat. Sukhasana is easy pose, so finding a seat where you're not slumped over, but you're not forcibly erect. Your seat is easy, and breathe. The movement begins in the pelvis. You'll use your exhale to tuck your tailbone under, and the inhale will send your tailbone back. These pelvic tilts. And the rest of your body might get involved. You might find that your ribs and shoulders, even your head, might move, but let the movement be initiated in the hips, in the pelvis. And then taking these pelvic tilts into these sacral stirs. So you'll start to draw circles with your hips one way, the same breath pattern, using your exhale to tuck your tail and circle forward, and the inhale to circle around and send your tail back. Start to draw circles the other way. Same idea here. You might find that the rest of your body wants to get involved with these circles. Go for it. The circles begin in the hips, working to create some freedom in your pelvis. And then you'll find center and sit tall. Absorb. Transition onto your hands and knees. You'll have your hands in line with your shoulders, your knees in line with your hips. And this isn't cat-cow yet, so your shoulders will stay neutral. The movement again is just in the pelvis. In the same breath, use your exhale to tuck your tail under. And the inhale sends your tail up. So your shoulders, your head, and your neck here stay neutral. And then just as you did seated, you'll start to draw these circles in the hips. It's the same breath. The exhale tucks you under, and the inhale sends your tail up and back. And here you might find that your ribs almost can't even help but get involved. That's okay. But see if you can stay fairly neutral with the shoulders, the neck, and the head. And then take your circles the other way. Exhaling to tuck under, inhaling to send your hips around and up. Like you're warming your hips up for all the work that's to come. Find a neutral pelvis, and then work your way into your cat back and draw your right knee in towards your forehead. Inhale, the leg goes back, look up. Exhale, scoop and round into forehead. These single leg cats. Inhale, your leg extends, look forward and up. Exhale, scoop and round. Inhale to reach out. Exhale, scoop and round. This time you'll reach out and stay. Find a neutral spine, engage your stomach muscles. Your left fingertips reach forward. And then your arm and your leg open just a little bit to the diagonal. So keep your hips square toward the ground, your shoulders square toward the ground, and you'll open your arm and your leg to the diagonal and then come back to center. And you'll do this a few times. The next time you're reaching out, you'll pause. Come back to center, place your left hand down, step your right foot through your hands. Your right forearm will rest to your right thigh, left arm goes up, and then just drape your left arm on top of your head. So there's this like lackadaisical kind of motion of the left arm over the head, and then you're side bending to the right. This is a nice deep stretch for your psoas, so you can explore whether you like your hips further forward and down, or maybe lifting up out of your lunge a little bit until you get a nice stretch through the front of your hip. Come back up towards center. Your left arm will extend. Straighten the right leg. Right fingertips come to the ground. And then reach your left arm across. So you're reaching your left arm across the body. That will angle your torso a little bit to the right, and your hips will naturally swing a little bit to the left. And then reach out. Reach out through your fingertips. Reach out through your hips. Back to center. Bend your front knee. Sweep your arms up and breathe in. Exhale, place your hands down, straighten your front leg, go rock into your half split. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms. Exhale, hands down, half split. Once more like this with your breath. This time keep your hands down, bend your front knee, and just step back to your hands and knees. Move to your cat back, chin to chest, tuck your tail, draw your left knee this time in towards your forehead. Inhale, reach your leg back and up, look up. Exhale, scoop and round, knee to forehead. Inhale, reach. Exhale to round. One more full round like this, lengthening on the breath in, scooping to round on the breath out. Take your leg back with the breath in, stay here. Reach your right fingertips forward, activate your stomach muscles. Inhale, open to the diagonal. Exhale, back to center. Inhale to open. Exhale to center. Keep your shoulders and your hips square to the ground and your stomach muscles pulled up. The next time you've reached out, you'll hold. Back to center, place your right hand down, step your left foot through your hands. Left forearm to your left thigh, right arm goes up, and then your arm just drapes on top of your head. And you'll side bend now to the left. Activate your glutes. Pull your pelvic floor muscles up. See if you can get that deep opening through the front of the right hip, maybe even up into the belly a little bit. Back to center, your right arm goes up, straighten the left leg. So your back's at half split place, and your right arm now comes across the body. So your torso has swung gently to the left, and that will naturally bring your hips a little bit to the right, and then reach out. Come back through center, bend your front knee. Your arms will go up with the breath in. Exhale, place your hands down, straighten your front leg, half split. Like water, flow forward, take the arms up. Exhale, hands down and rock back. Think of waves lapping to the shore. Flowing forward with the inhale. Washing out on the breath out. Keep your hands down this time, bend your front knee. Step back to your hands and knees. And then back to downward dog. Come forward to high plank on the breath in. And it's a bent knee downward dog on the breath out. High plank on the inhale. Bent knee downward dog on the exhale. Once more, high plank, inhale. Exhale, draw your right knee towards your forehead, round your back. Inhale, your right leg goes back and up, 3-leg downward dog. Exhale through plank, knee to forehead. Inhale, reach back and up. Exhale, knee to forehead. Once more like this, reach it back, breathe in. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands, your right forearm to your right thigh, left arm goes up. You'll bend the back knee quite a lot, but stays off the floor. Again, this dangling arm over your head, and then you'll bend over to the right. Continuing to work with the psoas, you'll adjust and move around in your lunge until you feel that big stretch around the left hip flexor. Again, maybe even up into the belly a little bit. Come up through center. Place your hands on. You'll fold over 2 straight legs. Pop the sole of your front foot off the ground, and then walk your hands over to the right side of your right shin. And you'll start to turn to the edges of your feet. So it's like you're making the bottom half of the letter X with your legs. And then pull things into center. Walk your hands back into your lunge. Bend your front knee. Take your arms up and breathe in. Exhale, hands down. Fold over 2 straight legs. The wave takes you forward to bend your knee and carry your arms up. And you'll wash back over 2 straight legs. This image of water as water is the element associated with the second chakra. Once more, bend the front knee, keep your hands down, step back, high plank to downward dog. High plank on the breath in, bent knee downward dog on the breath out. High plank inhale, bent knee downward dog exhale. Once more like this, high plank on the breath in. Exhale, draw your left knee in towards your forehead, round your back. Take your leg back and up, inhale. Exhale, forward, knee to forehead. Reach on the breath in. Forward on the breath out. Once more like this, inhale, take your leg back and up. Exhale, step your left foot in between your hands. Left forearm, left thigh, right arm goes up. Back knee bends quite a lot. Drape your right arm on top of your head and bend to the left. So watch here in these side bends that your torso isn't tipping forward, but your shoulders stay stacked right on top of your hips. Up through center. Place your hands down, fold over 2 straight legs. Again, your hands will walk to the left side of your left shin, and you keep kind of angling until all 10 of your toes face the long edge of your mat. That same bottom half of the X, and then pull things into center. Pull your outer hips into center. Walk your hands back into your lunge, bend your front knee. Carry your arms up with the breath in. Exhale, place your hands down, fold over 2 straight legs. The inhale carries you forward and up into your lunge. Exhale, hands down, 2 straight legs. Once more like this. Inhale through your lunge. Exhale to wash yourself back. Keep your hands down, bend your front knee, step back, downward dog. Tap your knees in a high plank. Lower yourself all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Set your hands for cobra. Use your inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep it fairly long and low. Keep moving like this. And here your stomach muscles are engaged and your glutes are slightly turned on. One more like this, up on the breath in. Down on the breath out. Move back through bent knees to downward dog. And take your time to walk your feet up to meet your hands, and you'll find a flat back at the top of your mat. And then cross your left ankle behind your right. So your feet are crisscrossed and you'll fold here. Gather your belly up so you can draw your chest closer to your thighs. And then can you have just as much weight into the big toe side of your foot as you do the pinky toe side of your foot. Keep your feet crossed, stand yourself up, raise your arms up, and you'll catch your left wrist into your right fingers and side bend to the right. So your hips will start to kind of jut over to the left, that's good. And your front knee might even bend to allow space for that, go for it. Big stretch for your side body. Stand back up tall and fold forward. Unhook your left foot. Step it to the ground and cross your right foot behind your left. Again, crisscrossed feet and fold. Same idea here, drawing yourself down into your forward fold and see if you can have as much weight into your big toe side of your foot as you do the pinky toe side. Stand up tall, your arms will reach up. This time you'll catch your right wrist into your left fingers and side bend to the left. Your hips will move over to the right. Your front knee might bend a little bit. That's good. Stand up with the breath in. Exhale to fold. Unhook your right foot, place it down and fold in. Soft knees to roll yourself all the way up to stand. Uncurling into mountain pose and finding that same ease here as you did in your very first seat. Get your arms up and breathe in. Exhale to fold. Flat back inhale. Exhale, step back, high plank. Engage with the breath in. Chaturanga on the breath out. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. How do you feel here? How do you feel in your body? How does your breath feel? Where's your attention? Heels up on the breath in. Exhale to bend your knees. Bring your feet to your hands. Flat back at the top. Exhale to fold. Reach your arms all the way up. On the breath in, exhale, hands to center. Sweep up, breathe in. Exhale to fold. Flat back with the inhale. Step back, high plank, exhale. Stay here, engage, inhale. Chaturanga with the breath out. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Feel the muscles of your body. Feel your breath. Feel even the texture of clothing on your skin. Heels up on the breath in. Exhale to bend your knees. Bring your feet to your hands. The flat back at the top. Exhale to fold. Take your arms up with the inhale. Exhale, hands to center. Sweep up, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Flat back, inhale. Step back, high plank, exhale. Stay here for the inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward dog. Downward dog. You're here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heels up with the breath in. Exhale, bend your knees. Bring your feet to your hands. Flat back and fold. Take your arms all the way up, inhale. Exhale, hands to center. Release your arms by your side. Utkatasana, chair, inhale. Exhale, fold. Flat back with the breath in. Chaturanga on the breath out. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. So this will look a little different. Step your right foot forward. High lunge with the breath in. Exhale, place your hands down and step your left foot, cross it behind your right foot and fold. You've been here before. Keep your feet crossed and stand up with the breath in. Catch your left wrist with your right hand. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale up through center. Exhale to fold. Flat back, float the back leg up, inhale. Exhale, land your lunge. Arms up with the breath in. Exhale, place your hands down, chaturanga. Upward dog, downward dog. Step your left foot forward. Carry your arms up, inhale, high lunge. Exhale, place your hands down. You'll step your right foot, cross it behind the left and fold. Inhale, stand up tall, catch your right wrist in your left hand. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, stand up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, flat back, float your back leg up off the ground. Take a big step back, land your lunge with the breath out. Arms up, inhale. Hands down, chaturanga, breathe out. Upward dog. Downward dog. Take your right leg back and up. Allow your hip to stack. Your knee might even bend here. That's the breath in. And then exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. High lunge with the inhale. Warrior 2 with the exhale. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Exhale, place both of your hands to the inside of your right foot. And here I'll even widen my stance. I'll take my right foot a little bit further out to the right. And then thread your right shoulder underneath your right knee. So your right hand is to the outside of your right foot, and your left hand just stays to the floor as it is. You keep your warrior 2 legs, so here your back heel is still on the ground. And then unthread the right arm, and you'll lift the back heel up and tap the back knee down. Walk your right foot a little bit out to the right, and even turn your toes out to the right and wing your knee out to the right. So you're not going down here. Think about energetically lifting up. And you might just stay to fingertips here, or maybe you take your hands up. This is tough. So think about engaging everything into center. The outer hips pull into center, your pelvic floor lifts up. And you can place your hands down, square off your front leg, and step back to downward dog. Take your left leg back and up, stack the hip, bend the knee, breathe in. Exhale, step your left foot in between your hands. High lunge, take your arms up. Warrior 2 on the breath out. Reverse it, inhale. Exhale, both hands to the inside of your left foot. And again, I'll just like walk my left foot out a little bit more, and then thread your left shoulder behind your left knee. So you have your hands to either side of your front foot. You're still in warrior 2 leg feet. Your back heel is down. And you can unthread the left arm, lift up your back heel, but tap the knee down. Heel toe your left foot out to the left, left toes angle to the left, your knee wings to the left. And then you're just on fingertips to start. You have almost like an upward dog kind of upward body. And then maybe you take the hands up. But you're lifting up energetically. You're being like pushed up from the root rather than pulled up from the top. Place your hands down, square off your front leg, and then take your time, step back, downward dog. High plank on the breath in. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Heels up on the breath in, bend your knees, step your feet to your hands, and fold. Chair, inhale. Exhale to stand, arms by your sides. Close your eyes and feel it all. Chair, inhale. Exhale, fold. Flat back, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward dog. Downward dog. So the same variation here. Step your right foot forward. High lunge, arms up with the breath in. Exhale, place your hands down. Step your back foot forward. Cross it behind the front and fold. Stand up, inhale, catch your left wrist in your right hand. Exhale, side bend to the right. Back to center on the breath in. Exhale to fold. Flat back, lift the left leg, inhale. Exhale, take a big step back, land your lunge. Arms up, breathe in. Exhale your hands down, step back, chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Step your left foot forward. High lunge, arms up, breathe in. Exhale, place your hands down, step your right foot, cross it behind the left, and fold. Rise to stand, inhale, catch your right wrist in your left hand. Exhale, side bend to the left. Up to center on the inhale. Exhale to fold. Flat back, lift the right leg, inhale. Exhale, a big step back, land your lunge. Arms up, high lunge, breathe in. Exhale, place your hands down. Step back, chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. your right leg back and up, stack your hip, bend your knee, breathe in. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. High lunge, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse this, inhale. Exhale, place your hands again to the inside of your right foot. You'll keep your warrior 2 feet. So you'll go where you've gone, which is snuggling the right shoulder behind the right knee, and you might stay right there. Or you're going to take a clasp of your left hand towards your shin in some way to start to guide your head behind your calf. That's a crazy place to go, and you may not actually get there today, but that's where you could go. You can unhook your right shoulder and lift your back heel, tap your left knee to the ground. Again, heel toeing your right foot up to the side, wing your knee. So you can stay where you were last time, or you'll open up into a twist and reach back and catch the left foot, bending the left knee in. And for this version today, stay really open. Take up as much floor space, take up as much air space as you can. Release what you have. Take your time to center back off. And step back, downward dog. Your left leg back and up. Allow your hip to stack, knee to bend. That's the inhale. Exhale, step your left foot in between your hands. Arms up, high lunge, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse this, breathe in. Exhale, place your hands again to the inside of your left foot. And then you can snuggle your shoulder, and you might just stay there, or using your right hand to the front of your left shin to start to gently guide your head behind your calf. Again, you may not get here today. You may actually never get here, but that's where it could go. And the work to get there will help to open the body and give you a good practice in patience. So you can unhook your shoulder, lift your back heel, tap your knee down, heel toe your left foot out to the left, wing your knee out to the left. And again, you might just stay like this, or you might add that twist, and then bending in your back leg, the right leg, catch the foot. Same idea here. Take up more space. That's it. So you can let your foot go, and then center back off through your lunge, step back, downward dog. High plank on the inhale, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Tap your knees to the floor and take child pose. Find a place where you can totally rest. And the space around the shoulders relaxes. Muscles right up to the base of your skull. Allowing your head to rest heavy to the ground, and then soften all the muscles in your face. So you can bring yourself up to sit on your knees, and then you'll actually come to stand on your knees. So I use a blanket here if you have sensitive kneecaps. Some people just kind of double up or even triple up their mat. So you'll come to stand on your knees. Your knees are about hip width apart, and things are really gathering into center. So you're going to go over to the right. So place your right hand down. Your left leg comes up parallel to the ground. And then you come back to center and go to the left side. Left hand down, your right leg comes up. This is a Pilates-like move, so you may need to watch a couple before you kind of get the hang of it. You're just doing a few side to side. That's it. And then the next time you come over to the right, you'll stay. So your right hand, it's like side plank arm. And the leg that's up in the air is parallel to the ground, and you're just going to start to do these kicks. So you'll extend the leg and then bend the knee. And kick maybe isn't even the right word because it's so much more controlled than what a kick could be. So activate your stomach muscles, activate your glutes. And you'll just keep going. And you're strong through the right hand and the right arm to the ground, and then you'll reach the leg out and you'll hold it there. You can bend the knee in, come back up to stand on both of your knees. It might feel good just to like shake it out. And then go over to the left side. And your right leg comes up, and you'll extend the leg and bend it in. The principles, two of the principles of Pilates are control and precision. So let these movements be controlled and precise. And this is very much about working toward containment. So you're building strength in the hips, and it will feel so much better in a few moments when you go into like a really nice big hip opener. And you just keep going. Good. So your leg will be out and you'll stay. And then you can bend your knee in, come up, and then sit onto your heels. And just like you did in the beginning, these pelvic tilts, you'll tuck your tail under on the breath out and send your tail back on the breath in. And again, tuck, send your tail back. It's more like that. Exhale to tuck. Inhale, send your tail back, and then circle. So keep circling your pelvis one way. And then circle the other way. Move slow enough to really feel this. Feel all the work you've just done. That's it. And then just rest in center and breathe. You'll set yourself up now for a hip opener. You'll be here for a couple of minutes on each side. If you're comfortable in Pigeon, go into Pigeon. What I'm showing you first here is like a 90-90. It's a little bit gentler, especially to the front knee, but it's still a great hip opener on the front side. So take your time to get yourself set up. Use your props. If you end up in that full pigeon place and your front hip is really high off the ground, place it onto a block. Even if it doesn't affect your front knee today, 100 pigeons from now, it might. So you're kind of taking care of your future self. And then once you do get yourself set up, find stillness. And the caveats to that is if your body invites you deeper, go. If your body's in pain, back off. But resist the urge to fidget just for the sake of fidgeting, where those fidgets become a function of the mind. Physical stillness to encourage stillness of the mind. With each passing moment, with each passing breath, see if you can enter this pose in a more full way, whether that means a place of release or a place of acceptance. Really step into this posture. Be fully present here now. And slowly start to work your way out of this side. Extend both legs in front of you. It might feel nice if your legs a little shake. I like to kind of flush my legs out. I'll just sort of like run my hands up and down the length of my legs. Whatever you want to do, just to kind of flush this side out and get ready for the next. So if you took that 90-90 pose on the first side, that would be a nice option here. If you took Pigeon, go there. So the first few rounds of breath, it's called playing your edge. You're kind of flirting with the posture. You're seeing how far you can go without kind of tipping over and falling in the river. Right? And you know now you're going to be here for some time, and the sensations in the body will intensify. So you don't need to go all the way right away. Right? You play the edge knowing that there's room to grow. And let this time take on mindfulness. Being gentle with yourself when your mind does wander, as it will, as thinking is a function of the mind. And whenever you've noticed that your attention has wandered, just gently bring it back without judgment as to where you went or why you went, how long you were there for. Just acknowledge that you'd gone and invite yourself home to self. And slowly start to come up. Again, you'll extend both legs straight out in front of you, and you can give them another little jiggle, flush them out. And you'll come down to lay on your back. Start with your knees bent, feet to the floor, and one last round of these little pelvic tilts. So you'll tuck your tail under and then release it down. Tuck and release. Once more like that. Tuck and release, and then draw your legs up to tabletop. You might draw circles with your legs, or maybe you just kind of sway from side to side, but doing sort of these sacral stirs here with your legs in tabletop. And you might even find that you get this nice kind of massage around the upper glutes. And if there's areas that feel extra good, maybe extra tight, stay there for a second. And then when you're ready, you'll place your feet down. Savasana. This is a poem by a woman named Janet LeBlanc, and it's called Go Now and Live. Experience, dream, risk. Close your eyes and jump. Enjoy the free fall. Choose exhilaration over comfort. Choose magic over predictability. Choose potential over safety. Wake up to the magic of everyday life. Make friends with your intuition. Trust your gut. Discover the beauty of uncertainty. Know yourself fully before you make promises to another. Make millions of mistakes so that you will know how to choose what you really need. Know when to hold on and when to let go. Love hard and often and without reservation. Seek knowledge. Open yourself to possibility. Keep your heart open, your head high, and your spirit free. Embrace your darkness along with your light. Be wrong every once in a while, and don't be afraid to admit it. Awaken to the brilliance in ordinary moments. Tell the truth about yourself no matter what the cost. Own your reality without apology. See goodness in the world. Be bold. Be fierce. Be grateful. Be wild, crazy, and gloriously free. Be you. Stay here in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again.